How would you help the board achieve the association's mission and vision during your term in office?
I would help the board by partnering with the city of Mesa for some of the regular maintenance of the uplands, so the part that the association doesn't control, and try to find out what what's holding back the city of Mesa, because there has to be a reason, and whether it's funding or whatnot, I think it's important to identify what's holding the city back in order to help us improve the upland area. And then once we find that out, then we can make a plan and get creative on how we can fix that. Also, I feel like it's important to identify what the needs of the residents are. So being able to find out what the residents want, I think that's super important. And that way the board is working for the residents instead of the board just doing what they want. Also, I think it's important that we are able to collaborate with businesses and think outside the box to find out how we can use revenue from businesses to help our community. I also think it's important that we should be able to foster more environments where the residents can get to know their neighbors, because I know, especially in my enclave, there's lots of residents, but we don't really know each other. And so I think it would be amazing to be able to foster more environments where we can help get to know each other and get everyone out of their houses and come together.
What do you see as the most pressing issue for the community?
The most pressing issue for the community that I see is the aging community and keeping the costs low so that residents aren't having to pay more in HOA fees.
How can the association enhance the sense of community?
This is a great question because it's one that I've thought about since I moved in about, 9 or 10 months ago. And I would say that there's a lot of things that we can do. And some of it too is on the residents, because we have to get residents to participate. So it can't just all come from the association. But one thing I would say is offering more activities for all ages. And so not just a specific age group, include kids, include the youth, include, families starting out all the way to retired folks, which I hope to be one someday soon. But I feel like that is, I think as we get more inclusive and we make sure that we have more activities for these different groups, it will help build that community. It'll help us want to come outside of our houses and get to know each other. Also, another area that I think we can do better is have more signage for events in, maybe even at the enclaves at each entrance, so that we know when things are. So we have no reason to say like, oh, I didn't hear about that. Like, you have a sign when you're pulling in, and then as residents, we choose if we go or not. Also, another way that we can enhance community is maybe making sure that we have different avenues for like text messaging. I know we have community groups where they'll send out the emails, but not everyone checks their emails. So finding ways, and this can be done very simply through like a needs analysis and finding out, what it is that residents, how they want to be informed. And so I think there's a lot of different ways that we can get the residents involved, and it's just a matter of finding out what the residents want.
What is your vision of our association? What would you like to achieve during your term in office?
So my vision is to create a vibrant and harmonious community within Los Angeles where we have an exceptional quality of life. We already have a wonderful quality of life here, but I also feel like we need to bring that strong sense of belonging here. Also, one of my main focus for my term in office would be to strengthen our neighborly bonds and to create financial stability by getting more business sponsorships in our community. And that could even look like where we get a business to sponsor a trail, and maybe they have a sign that says this trail maintained by XYZ business. And I think we just have to think outside the box because that will help us generate revenue. It also helps businesses in our community, and it helps us have, the nice Los Andes way, if you will. Also, I would like to be able to just continue to keep our community looking very nice. And with that, comes a lot of funds that need to be used to help with the maintenance of it aging. And so those business sponsorships are going to be really important. And instead of just raising our dues as like, oh, that's what every community does, I think we need to be more vigilant in being able to find ways to think outside the box and to get businesses to help sponsor us.